Thank you for joining us today on The Breakdown. Today we're breaking it down with Go Island reporter Jen Moranitz.
Woo!
Also to my right, the one, the only Mr. James Green.
Thank you, Dan. You're an upstanding guy.
Thanks, James. And also proudly to welcome to our show the man, the myth, the legend from 91.3 Morning Show, Mr. Dylan Willows.
Woo!
Dylan, thanks for being here.
Yeah, nice vest, man.
Thanks, man. All right, we're going to start off with you, Dylan. First of all, we're going to pick our topic of, lately there's talk around Victoria of dropping the speed limit from 50 to 40K in residential areas. What do you think?
I think it's ridiculous. But at the same time, I don't really have an answer for you because I think it's ridiculous, but I also think it's a good idea. It keeps people safe. But since the invention of cars, people have been driving in residential areas at 50, so I don't know why we need to stop now.
Because somebody said it's too dangerous. Are we going too fast in our residential areas? Are kids in danger?
Especially when that ball comes bouncing out from a driveway behind a parked car. You know, you'd have to watch out for that.
You mentioned kids, and I think that people are maybe becoming a little bit too overprotective of their children nowadays, and maybe this is one thing. They don't want their kids out on their bikes, you know, on the sidewalks or whatever. When it's 50 kilometers, 40 will make it that much better. But
there's this theory where they see a posted speed limit, and then you automatically go 10 kilometers over that speed limit. So I think what they're thinking is post it down to 40, people will go 50, have it posted at 50, people generally go 60. 60 is a little too fast in a residential area.
I don't know if
it's also going to get very confusing because it's different depending on where you are in the city. Some residentials maybe drop down to 30.
If you're forced to drive 40 in a certain area, is that going to encourage you to drive faster everywhere else because you feel like, oh, I'm going so slow here, I'm going to be late, I'm losing time? Is that going to increase speeds elsewhere?
yeah, I think possibly.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. For someone like me, who I got a bit of lead foot, I'll admit it. I'll probably go 70. To be honest, I'm not going to
Whoa!
go.
Damn!
Wow, in the residential area? That
That
was on TV.
The greatest musical entertainer of all time, of course, Elvis Presley.
Wrong
right,
answer.
Elvis.
Wrong answer. It's a loaded
You're
question.
a music guy. You should
I am
know
a
this.
music guy, so I have the final say. It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no
Come
brainer.
on.
I think it's Elvis versus MJ here.
I don't know though, Rick
with
James.
Oh,
Rick
no.
James.
Rick
You're
James.
Michael
I'm with
Jackson.
Michael Jackson, of course.
Oh, my God. Rick
Yeah.
James? Who said Rick James?
Well, who do you think said Rick James? Of course you said Rick James.
Entertainer.
Well, yeah, this
King of pop, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
I mean, this is a guy he's an all-rounder, right? He's a dancer.
He's an all-rounder.
Yeah, he's taking the moves.
That doesn't
from, like,
sound good.
Rest in peace, Michael.
He doesn't watch the show. Elvis comes along, here's this 19-year-old kid, and he comes along and changes the world. Michael Jackson was great, I'm not saying that, but
Elvis curled his lip and wiggled his hips.
Don't talk about
come
Elvis
on.
like that. You got to be careful.
I'm not
because
saying Elvis was a bad entertainer, because he definitely has left a legend here. But come on, when you're comparing him to Michael Jackson,
you're going to go back in time and get to see one concert.
Well, I always wanted to
gonna
be
see?
Michael
Oh,
Jackson.
wow. I don't know. Now that you phrase it like that, I'd probably choose Elvis. So
Yes.
I don't know what my answer is.
Prime Minister, what's his name again? Stephen Harper.
Oh, that guy.
Around the world, he seems to be appreciated, admired, respected. In our own country, not so much.
But the reason that other people in other countries love him so much is because he just paid another country $10 million to rent pandas. I would also be it.
businessman.
I mean, imagine if someone called us up and said, hey, man, we'll pay you $10 million for a moose. I love that country.
China is the country, the up-and-coming country with all the money. So is it in our best interest to, you know, have some pandas around?
I mean, you look at the...
I don't think so. I just don't think so.
That's what I always say. When you look at the financial situations of a lot of other
Canadian
countries
motto.
in the world, they're not doing so well. We're doing pretty darn good.
Yeah, we are doing very well, but
Cyprus doesn't have any pandas.
yeah, see, at the end of the day, it's a scary trend that we're seeing here right now with this government. Okay, because when you muzzle scientists, when you make protesting technically terrorism, these are scary things. That is not what our country is based on at all. Has he done a good job on the economic side for our country? Yes, without a question.
well, going back to your first point about how other countries praise him, well, recently it was just announced that Canada is the first country in the world to pull out from an anti-drought campaign in Africa. The first country in the world to do that, and even the UN was shocked. So are we even praised by other countries?
That's
or
a very
are we just
un-Canadian
praised
thing
by
to do.
China?
Right.